Hey everybody! So today I'm going to be doing another Ask Barbie. This is Ask Barbie number 3. You guys have given me so many questions, so I've took some from Twitter. If you want to ask me a question on Twitter, hashtag Ask Barbie. If you want to ask me a question on Facebook, just wait until I post the Facebook post, and then I will only choose the questions on that post, like the replies to it. And for YouTube, just leave me a comment down below. I chose 20 questions from Facebook and 20 questions from YouTube. The reason why I chose 20 each is because I got so many, and I just chose the most thumbs up ones, or the ones that I loved the most, and the ones I did answer, because a lot of you are asking questions that I've already answered on previous Ask Barbies. So there's only one Twitter one, and this one is from Natalie Has Sway, and she says, if Nicki Minaj asked you to marry her, would you? Probably not, just because I don't want to marry a woman personally. I have nothing against that. I just wouldn't want to marry a woman. I love my boyfriend very much, and I wouldn't want to cheat on him. I do like Nicki Minaj a lot. I love Nicki Minaj, but no, I wouldn't marry her. Okay, now onto the Facebook questions. Number 1 is from Brittany D, and she says, do you like Shane Dawson? And that was the most thumbs up one for Facebook. I do like Shane Dawson. I am subscribed to him. I watch his videos. I'm not like, oh, I love Shane Dawson, but yeah, I like him. Number 2 is Michelle C. What and where do you want your next tattoo to be? I always have a whole bunch of ideas for tattoos. I'm always thinking about tattoos and new places to get them. Right now, I really want a lollipop behind my ear, like a little lollipop behind my ear. I want that so bad. Number 3, Kea P. If you could go on a shopping spree in the US, what would your top 5 stores you would go to be? Forever 21, Wet Seal. If I had unlimited money, Juicy Couture, Love Culture, and Nordstrom. I don't have a Nordstrom, and I have never been to Nordstrom, and I'm always on their website looking and looking, so I think I would love to go there. Number 4, Roxy C. What's the most embarrassing thing that has happened to you? Oh my god, I was in like grade 9, my first year of high school, and it was the most embarrassing thing. I laugh about it now, but at the time I was like, oh my god, red face. I forget what class it was. I think it was like ethical living or something like that. But we were doing our reports, and we were talking, the teacher was talking about topics for your reports and what to do your reports on and everything like that. So she was going through them. Number 1, what do you think about gay marriages? And then she would like talk about it and say what you could write for your report. And then they got into this topic of euthanasia. And she's like, you can talk about your report on how euthanasia affects everyday life and everything like that. And does anyone have any questions? And I was like, put up my hand. It was the most stupidest thing I think I've ever done in my whole life. I was just like, oh my god, why would I say this? Because I honestly had no idea. So I put up my hand, she was like, yeah? And I was like, how is, okay, I need to put it here because it sounds the exact same. I was like, how is youth in Asia? Like, what are we supposed to write about it? And she was like, well, euthanasia. And she was like, euthanasia, you know, write about the effects on it. I'm like, how does youth in Asia have effects on us? You know what I mean? And then she was like, are you saying youth in Asia? And I was like, yeah, aren't you? And everybody's like laughing. Not everybody. About half the class is like laughing at me. The other half is like with me saying, yeah, what is about youth in Asia about? And she was like, it's euthanasia. And she spelled it on the board. Euthanasia basically means to intent to end somebody's life without pain or suffering or something like that, to avoid pain or suffering. So it's basically to end somebody's life, which is very opposite from youth in Asia. I honestly I've never heard that word before, so it's not that stupid because I've never heard it before. I don't know, right? It's like if you don't know what the word paradoxal dermatitis is, and if you're like, oh, what does that mean? That's not stupid, you just have never heard of that word before, right? But I think that was the most embarrassing thing because half the class was like, what are you talking about? But the other half honestly didn't even know what euthanasia meant as well at the time, so I didn't feel that bad. But it was my most embarrassing moment of my life. Dana S., what tattoo or piercing hurt the most? Everybody's different. Everybody will have different pressure points and different pain and everything like that, a different way they handle pain. So, for instance, if I get my lip pierced and I'll say, oh, it didn't even hurt at all. You, watching this at home, you might get your lip pierced and say, oh my god, that was the worst piercing ever. It's because everybody's different. Everybody has different nerve endings in their lips. Everyone has different nerve endings in their feet and everywhere. So it's not like the lip piercing hurts. No, it's going to be different for everybody. Not everybody has the exact same lips. For me, personally, my most painful piercing was my belly button. Worst ever. My most painful tattoo was my rib cage, my Barbie on my rib cage. Excruciating. Damani S, what age do you think girls should start wearing makeup? That was a question a lot of you guys were thumbsing that up and asking that. I think you should wear makeup when you feel comfortable. If you have to ask, when do you think I should wear makeup, or do you think I should start wearing makeup now, then you're not ready. Once you feel ready, then you're ready. Also, it does have a lot to do with your parents. If your parents don't want you wearing makeup, then you shouldn't. If they say, you know, yeah, okay, you can start wearing like a little blush or whatever they say you can wear, then that's what I think is when you should start wearing makeup, is when your parents or your guardians say that you can and they allow it, comfortable. I think there isn't like an age like 17, that's when you wear makeup. No, it's personal preference. Kathleen M, if there was no Hello Kitty or Barbie in this world, who would you pick? Pinkie Pie. Frida R, have you ever had braces? That was a thumbs up question as well. No, I've never had braces. All my life, I've had probably 6 different dentists. I don't know, I used to change dentists a lot. Now I'm fine with the one I have. But I used to have like 6 different dentists, and they all, I told them all, I want braces, I want braces. I always said that to them. All of them, every single dentist said, no, you don't need them. Your teeth are straight, you don't need them. My 2 front ones are big though. And one is a little bit crooked, but they're just basically big. And braces don't help with big teeth. They help to straighten out your teeth, obviously. Joanna C, I know you are terrified of birds. I have my own phobia, as we all do. Just wondering how you deal with your fears. Well, I've been dealing with it a lot recently, probably the past year. I am very terrified of birds, for a whole nother story. That'd be a whole nother video. But, I honestly just go outside now when I hear a bird chirping, I'm like, oh my god, still. But then I just think, okay, it's just a bird, right? It's just a bird. That's all I tell myself all the time. It's just a bird. But I just think, okay, yeah, I'm bigger than it. You know, my mind is more powerful and my spirit's powerful, so I'm just gonna try to, I don't even know what I'm saying, but I just try my hard. It's so hard to explain, but I just try so hard to go above the birds. Well, not in the sky, but spiritually. Emily L, how do you eat with a tongue piercing? I honestly don't even know it's there half the time. Well, all the time, like 90% of the time, I don't even remember it's there. I'm so used to it. I've had it for like 8 years or something like that straight, so I don't even know it's there anymore. Number 11 is from Megan B. What's your favorite nail polish at the moment? My favorite nail polish at the moment is probably Gone Gonzo from OPI from the Buppets collection. Jasmine P, who is the funniest person in your family? My Uncle Kelly. Everyone would say that. Monzaret A, if you were a billionaire, what would you want? Well, regardless if I was a billionaire or not, I would want happiness and love. But if you're talking about what I could buy if I was a billionaire, I would buy like a Barbie pink Mustang, and I would like have it like just decked out pink. Pink, and the interior would be like all Hello Kitty. That's what I would do, and I would obviously buy a house, because you gotta have a house to live in. And then I would just go on a whole bunch of vacations. Like, that's what I would want. I would obviously buy a lot of people a lot of things, like pay off debts and stuff like that, but that's not what this question is asking. This question is asking what I would want for myself, so there you go. Deanna D, when will you and your boyfriend get married, and how many kids do you want? That was the #1 question, and it was also the #1 question last time, and I answered it last time, but it was asked so many times, so I will answer it again. I don't know when we will get married. Can't ever tell the future, but we are planning. What we always talk about, I'm not saying planning, I shouldn't say planning, but we always talk about that I want to finish my education first. That's #1. I want to be done my education and be working for about a year is what I always say to him. And then I want to start thinking about marriage and kids. But as for right now, education is #1 for me. And how many kids do I want? That was like such a high question even last time. I don't know, like honestly. Clarissa G, what would you do if your mom and dad both didn't like your boyfriend? Would you leave him to make your parents happy? This question has actually happened in real life. When I very first started dating my boyfriend back in 2006, right off the bat, my mom and dad did not like him. And it was for one reason and one reason only, because I was 16 and he was 21. They were like, oh my god, the age difference, oh my gosh, he just wants this from her, and oh my god, he's gonna manipulate her and he's gonna do this to her because he's so much older, and oh my god, we don't like him, you're not gonna hang out with him, we're gonna board you up and everything like that. And I was like, but you've never even met him. You've never even seen his face, you've never even, well, I guess heard his voice because he would ask for me on the phone, but you've never met him. And that's one thing I don't like about anybody is like judging people right off the bat when you've never even met them. No, I wouldn't leave him to make my parents happy, and I wouldn't leave my parents to make him happy. I don't believe in choosing between people you love. Like, at least get to know him, get to meet him and see what he's like, and then make your decision on if you like him or not. And then he got to know my mom and dad, and they love him now. Like, of course, and because of who he is. And it was just like the age was the only thing they didn't like at the starting, and now it's like, age is just a number, honey, and age does not matter to me. Diana G, you see a person abusing a dog or a cat or any pet, what would you do? Would you go up to them and tell them to stop or just walk away? I would never walk away. It doesn't matter if it's a pet or a person or anything. I would never walk away. That's not who I am. I would get right in there. I would first of all give them my side, tell them to never do that in front of me ever again or it's not going to end good for them. And I would tell them that I'm going to be calling the SPCA or whatever the dog police is. Shay W, what are your opinion on hauls? I personally love hauls because you can see what's out there. You can see, like, I don't live in the States, so I love to see, like, Charlotte Russe hauls and Wet Seal hauls and, like, things they get in Forever 21. And I think it's a good way to show, basically what you can get that other people can't get, and it shows inspiration. Discounts and sales and thrift stores and stuff like that, so it does open people's horizons to look for sales. And T, if your house was on fire, what was the first item you would grab to get out of the house? My dog, definitely. Natalie A, do you cuss or drink a lot? I don't drink, a lot of you know that. Once every 2 years or something like that, I will have a drink, and it's mainly for, like, last year for New Year's Eve. My mom and me and my sister kind of had like a little party here in the house, and I had like half of a drink because it was New Year's Eve, and I was like I just hate it. I hate the taste of it. I hate it all. So no, I don't drink a lot at all. I don't drink pretty well ever. And do I cuss a lot? Yes, I do. I was basically raised in an environment of swearing and cussing, so I guess that's sort of my childhood and my environment, but yes, I do cuss a lot, unfortunately. Number 20, I forgot this girl's name to put in here. Wah! What position do you work at in Value Village? I don't work at Value Village anymore. I had to quit for school because, like I said, I'm very school-oriented. I love my education. I want to focus 100% on my school. Like, I have to study, you know what I mean? Like, I would love to work here, but I have to study. So I'm obviously going to work there in the summer. I've done this before. I've quit and come back because I love Value Village, but it was a cashier. That was the position. It was called a cashier. So I did the tills. I cleaned the sales floor. So basically, like, put shirts back on hangers and make sure everything's in order. The fitting rooms. I worked the fitting rooms. So yes, those were all of the Facebook questions. Now on to YouTube questions. Miley Fan 101000. Do you like the Ottawa Senators? Yes, I do. Go Spezza! Megan Vartanimation. When you are older, are you going to move outside of Canada? Yes, my dream is to move to California. I love it there. It's like my home. When I got there, I was like, hallelujah. So that's where I want to move when I'm older. Cocoa Puffs 023. If you had your own Barbie doll, what would you be wearing? And if you record your own voice, what would you be saying? I would probably be wearing like a sparkly pink dress or something like that with some pink Jeffrey Campbell shoes or something like that. That would be like my dream, with obviously some like huge earrings and some huge rings and teased hair and everything like that. But record my voice, I don't know, probably one would be, hey cuties, and then one would be, because you guys love when I do that. Number 4, Lori XX22, who is your favorite singer? I'm more into rap artists and hip-hop artists and stuff like that, but if I had to pick my favorite singer, it would probably be Avril Lavigne. Number 5, Starry Sweets 101. If you ever had a date with a celeb, who would it be and why? I think a lot of you guys know this already, but Sidney Crosby, honestly, that's my dream. That's my dream crush, and yes, my boyfriend does know that. He knows that for show. Sidney Crosby, why would that be? You're asking why? Because we're both Canadian. We have so much in common. We're both Canadian. We love hockey. I love hockey so much. You know what I mean? Like, hockey's my second language. I love Dempster's bread and Gatorade. I don't know. He just seems so nice, and I'm nice, and we should be together forever. And number 6, the Rorosaur. Would you rather live in Never Neverland, the 100 Acre Woods, or Terabithia? Never Neverland. Seriously, that's where I want to live. Number 7, Alex's Kitten 1. Do you film for your mom's cooking channel? Yes, I do. Number 8, Dog Lover 1830041. Yes. When are you going to do an updated room tour? That is a question that a lot of you guys have been asking. Right now, I'm currently renovating my room. I'm getting new floors, I'm getting new rugs, new ways to store things and stuff like that. So I am currently renovating my room. I don't know how long it's going to take. Number 9, Manless Codude. When are you and your mom and your sister going to Minnesota Mall of America? We are leaving on my birthday, May 17th, and we're coming back on the 21st. I'm so excited. Number 10, Baby Cakes 12409. How is your older sister adopted but still your blood sister? It's blood to me. She's my full sister, so my mom and my dad had her, and they also had me, so we're both 100% full blood sisters. However, she was the one who was born first, and at the time, my mom and dad, they could barely support themselves. They didn't even have enough money for themselves to eat, and they didn't want to bring a child into that environment where she can't even eat, she can't even get the proper nutrition, she has a horrible home over her head. My parents want the best for their kids. They always have, they always will. So they gave her up for adoption because they want her to have a good life, a life that my parents could never give her at the time, because they couldn't even live, basically. So they gave her up for adoption. They did lots of research. They found a great home, and they gave her to a great home. Yeah, and then they gave her up for adoption. A few years later, I was born, and my dad, and they obviously were then financially stable to take care of me. And my dad was like, I want my daughter back, my other daughter. Like, we're stable now, and you can't do that. You know, what's done is done. And now we're financially stable, and I'm so thankful that now my sister is in my life again. But yeah, she's my 100% full blood sister. Kazara, I don't know how to say that. 98. Have you ever had any fillings or anything done to your teeth? I've had one filling right here when I was young. I think I was like 8 years old or something like that. That's the only thing I've had done to my teeth. 18, Blue Sparkles. What is your favorite TV show? Jerseylicious or the Steve Wilkos Show. Those are my top 2. I love them. My Cookie Monster 48. Ever since you broke your mirror in your video, have you got bad luck? No, not that I can think of. I don't think I have, but that's a good question. I don't think I have. Lil U 71219990. Do you smoke? No. Pupster 1 Pup. Are you allergic to anything? Not that it's been proven. Like, I haven't gotten, like, allergy tests and to make sure that I'm allergic to something. However, whenever I eat pineapples, I always get, like, kind of hives on my arms, and I always get so itchy after I eat anything pineapple. So, I think I'm allergic to pineapples, but like I said, I'm not for sure. Taylor Swift Angel, who inspires you? Everything and anything inspires me, honestly. Whether it's the weather outside, I'll go outside and look, and if the trees are green with pink flowers, I'll be like, oh my gosh, that inspires me to do a green and pink makeup look, or that inspired me to wear this pinky green outfit. I'll see a perfume bottle in a magazine, it'll have an elephant on it wearing a headdress, and I'll say, oh my god, I want to wear that headdress on my belt, or something like that. Seriously, watch like the Food Network, and they'll be making this like scrumptious dish, and I'll be like, it'll be like green, and then I'll have like red sauce on it with like a fig leaf in it, and I'll be like, oh my god, that reminds me of an outfit that I can create. Like, seriously, anything inspires me. Viva Glam Rush, would you have liked to have your sister around when you were growing up? Why or why not? Of course, 100%. That's one thing that I wish I could go into a time machine and switch back time and be able to be in my sister's life. So much. Like, that's what I've wanted in my whole life, was to be able to grow up with my sister. Unfortunately, it wasn't my or her choice, but if I personally could change it, I would. That would be my dream. Barbie Cam 8. What do you order at Tim Hortons? English breakfast tea double. Yasmi Panda. When you were younger, what was your favorite color? Blue. I hated pink when I was younger. And finally, Glitter Baby 18. Have you ever cried while getting a tattoo? And do you want a sports car? I already have a sports car, so of course I do want more. And no, I've never cried while getting a tattoo. I've asked my tattoo artist before, have anyone cried getting a tattoo? And they always say, oh yeah, all the time. I just think it's weird people cry when they get a tattoo. So those were all the questions, or those are the most asked ones, the ones that I haven't answered before. So get your questions in for next time, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!